Good evening, Tottenham fans. It's becoming super toxic at Tottenham at the moment, and Thomas Frank is feeling the pressure. How long has Thomas Frank got left at this club? Nobody knows. Some of us are willing to give him the time to get through this, but have things gone too far now? Because he was interviewed in a press conference yesterday, and you can tell he is now starting to feel the pressure. Now, if this was 10, 15 years ago, you might have had longer in your job, but the pressures of win now is becoming so massive at this club. It's going to be almost impossible for any manager to last longer than 3 or 4 months, especially if you're not winning games. And what we are seeing at the moment is a massive amount of toxicity from the fans to the players, from the players and manager towards the fans. I just can't see it coming together anymore and being fixed. There's a massive problem at the moment. And I just want to show you a little video clip. Thomas Frank was asked about what he meant by saying they weren't true Spurs fans. And he seems very angry with this question as well. It's not like Thomas Frank to get angry, but I wouldn't say angry, I wouldn't say that's the word, but he's getting very, very irate, annoyed with this. He really is. I'll just let you listen to it because he sounds different to what he sounded like when he first joined us. You'll understand what I mean when you listen to this.
Yeah, but I think we need to be clear on what I talked about. I talked about after Vic. That I didn't like. I think that's unacceptable. It can't be after one player. Let me finish.
Go.
I think that's very important because if you want anyone to perform, you need to be behind them, in my opinion. I think that's what you get people to perform in the best possible way. After, no problem.
I guess maybe it's part of the same thing in that you want to come out and put on a big performance and, as you say, get a big win, and within 8 minutes the team is 2-0 down.
6 minutes.
So I mean,
so your question is what?
Do you not understand the fans' frustration after 8 minutes when the team is 2-0 down?
Of course I understand that. That's not what I said. I understand completely the frustration when it's not working. That I think we all was a little bit, okay, everything goes against us, and it's frustrating in many ways. So that I understand, no problem.
His demeanor is completely different to what it was when he first walked through the door. And I think most Spurs managers that come in start off happy and end up miserable when they leave. And there's a massive disconnect between fans and managers now. It's coming to a point now where it's an almost impossible job. Even Ange last season wins a trophy and people are still calling for him to leave. And it was just, we had that moment with lifting the trophy. We had the parade. We was all happy. We all felt so close and connected to the club. And within 6 months, that's been torn apart already. We honestly thought Frank was going to come in and make us more pragmatic, make us more of a harder, solid team to beat. But we seem to be even worse defensively. We've actually got zero output going forwards as well. We had 0.01 XG at home against Fulham, a struggling Fulham who have only got 1 point away before they came to our stadium. Now they have 4. Wolverhampton Wanderers have only got 2 points all season. One of them was at our stadium. It's a really toxic place to be now at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And I have to bring this around to make sure that it's fair. This home form is not all Thomas Frank. This impatience about us trying to get where we want to be is still not all Frank. We have massive injury problems again, which is, again, not all Frank's fault. That's been going on for the last 3 years. So he's just come into a job where, for me, it's almost impossible to get fans on side now because we are so impatient. And what fans want is they want our team to believe they can win every single game. They want our team to put in a solid performance. They want us to win our duels. They want us to not give the ball away, make stupid mistakes every single game. They want us to fight. If we do that, then the fans will not be as bad as they were when Vic made that mistake. I think Frank's not realizing that it's not that one mistake that Vicario made. It's umpteen mistakes. It's how many mistakes he's made throughout the season. Yes, he saved us loads of times and he's been brilliant. But that's the thing with him. He's like chalk and cheese. 1 minute he's brilliant. The next minute he's absolutely rubbish. There's no consistency with Vicario, so fans get frustrated. Also, the fans are frustrated with only 3 wins this year at home. Only 3. That's the worst in the whole of the Football League, by the way. No other team is worse than us at home. Fans are paying premium prices for dreadful performances. And I'll show you something that Pedro Porro said as well. And this annoyed me a little bit, to be honest, what Pedro Porro said, because it sounds a little bit like telling us how we should feel. So he said, football is emotions, in football as in life. There can always be mistakes. What I will not tolerate is hearing the disrespect from the fan to my teammates, hence my frustration at the end of the game. And we will get up. We remind you 6 months ago, everything was so bad. And in the end, it's not how it begins, it's how it ends. To the true Spurs fans, I love you. Now, for me, now he's telling the fans how we should feel. I understand the booing, but I also understand that it doesn't help. So I'm a bit on the fence with this, because booing a player is not going to make him play better. That's massively obvious to me. But I understand that why they're booing. It's the only way a fan can actually explain how they feel or express how they feel. How else are they going to tell you that they're fed up with the turgid and shambolic performances you keep giving us at home? Now, is it because we are so frustrated? Is it because we boo? Is it because we groan and moan every time you make a mistake and it really puts the players down? I don't think so. Because when we go to away games, you got the opposite. You got the opposition fans moaning at you, groaning at you, shouting at you, swearing at you, and you don't seem to bother you then. But when your own fans are doing it, you seem to be absolutely dreadful. You become dreadful players. Now, there's this argument that says that Frank is a really poor manager, but I honestly believe these players are really underperforming as well. They are massively underperforming. So is that down to the manager as well? Yes, he's got to get his players performing. But if they're not bought into what he's saying or what he's doing or how he's coaching them, then there's nothing he can do. At the end of the day, these players will still be here and he will be gone. And that means the problem won't be solved. So if we get rid of Frank, if this is the end of the road for Thomas Frank, then the players will still be here. And if they don't like the next manager, we're going to get the same roundabout again. It's going to be the same actual problems. Now, we've got 6 fixtures coming up. And I promise you, there's only one game there that I think we might be able to win, but it's at home. So I'm really not 100% confident. These 6 games coming up, let me just show them to you actually. These 6 games coming up are, first of all, tomorrow versus Newcastle. Now, can any of you honestly, deep down in your heart, even though our away form is not bad, apart from the terrible performance versus Arsenal, in your heart of hearts, can you say confidently that we're going to beat Newcastle? Because I can't. And it's not being negative. It's not being disrespectful to the club or being a bad supporter. It's just trying to be logical and go, look at our form, look how bad we are, and look how good Newcastle are at home. I cannot see us getting anything from that game. It's playing tomorrow. We've only just played on Saturday. Only a 3-day swing. Cannot see it. So that's 0 points so far. Then we're playing at home to Brentford. Now, it depends if Tottenham players turn up, because if they start the game off with mistakes and Brentford score an early goal, that could be a long, long day and Brentford could end up getting a win. I think that's how it might play out. And I think Brentford will come at us and they will win. I honestly do. And I'm not trying to be super negative, or I just can't see where our next win is coming from. I just can't see it. The way we're playing with our 0.17 XGs, no team in the Premier League is going to struggle with that. So I think Brentford will come to our ground and beat us. And I think by then, that could be the end of the road for Thomas Frank. That will be the end of the road for me. If we put in a really shambolic performance with a 0.12 XG versus Brentford at home, I don't think there'll be many Spurs fans left now thinking that Thomas Frank will have a job after that. Then we've got a Champions League game against Slavia Prague, and that's the one that I think we could win, but we're at home, so I'm not 100% sure on that either. Then we're going away to Nottingham Forest. Sean Dyche is there now. He's going to make them solid, compact. He's going to be licking his lips at this game, because if Spurs are still spiraling out of form from Newcastle and the Brentford games, and if they did end up losing to Slavia Prague as well, then I think Nottingham Forest will come away with a victory there as well. So it's looking very, very bleak for us at the moment. It really is. Then we're playing Liverpool at home. Does anybody in their heart of hearts think that Spurs can beat Liverpool? It's Liverpool, I think, now have turned the corner. Isaac has scored his first goal. By the time we play them, they could have had a run of winning games by then. So, and we're at home again, which, if that home form hasn't improved from the Brentford and the Slavia Prague game, if we've lost those two previous games, then this would almost be a guaranteed loss as well. Then we've got a game after that we normally struggle with anyway, and that's away to Crystal Palace. So again, I can't see us coming away with a victory there. It's so bleak for Spurs at the moment, and we have been so poor that I can't predict wins anymore. I can't confidently say that we'll beat anybody at the moment. The way we've been playing, and I've watched lots of other teams in the Premier League as well, the way we've been playing, we are one of the worst teams in the Premier League. And it needs to change. I really hope Frank gets his boys together, because the only way he's going to get fans on side is on the pitch. It's the only way. It doesn't matter what you say in your press conferences. It doesn't matter what the players are saying on their social medias. It's what you do on the pitch. It's going to change everything for us fans. If you win your next 6 games now, you'll have the fans singing your name. They'll be clapping you every time you got the ball. You know, you've got to earn their trust. You've got to earn their support. People say fans should just support. They should just support their club. They should just support players. But if they can see players underperforming massively all the time, constantly, then how can you get behind that? It's almost impossible to. You try your best. You want to support your team. You want your team to win. You want all your players to do well. We have nothing personal against these people. It's just that if you're not winning games, what do you want us to do? Clap and cheer? I don't know. There was an example of Sunderland were 2-0 down at home, and their fans stayed behind them the whole time. They ended up going on to win. It's completely different, because Sunderland haven't just won 3 games at home for the whole season. They've won a lot more than that. So I just think that it's going to be very, very difficult, and I just can't see where next win. Let me know in the comments what you think. Where do you think our next win is going to come from? Do you think it's the end of the road for Thomas Frank? Sorry for such a negative video, but I just can't see it going well. Thank you for watching, and come on, you Spurs.